5 better challengers for Enzo's championship than KalistoAlmost. Anyone else would have been a better choice, really. For the second week in a row, Raw ended with a segment from the Cruiserweight Division, now bolstered by the addition of its new champion Enzo Amore. The segment was fabulous, right until the very end, with Enzo roasting every single member of the 205 Live roster who could not lay a hand upon him, or they would lose their jobs immediately. To conclude the segment, Raw General Manager Kurt Angle introduced the latest addition to the Cruiserweight roster, and it was none other than Kalisto. Kalisto wasn't part of the said stipulation, hadn't blown his title shot by laying a hand on Enzo Amore the past week, and in all likelihood, will go on to challenge Enzo Amore next. Kalisto is a phenomenal hand in the ring, but in all honesty, great in-ring performances could not save the division in the past. Instead, it's when the entertainment aspect of sports entertainment was introduced to 205 Live that the division made a massive resurgence from the dead. The brand honestly needed a bigger star to feud with Enzo Amore. We picked 5 better contenders to take on Enzo Amore for the Cruiserweight Championship. Hopefully, one of them will be booked in the program against Enzo following TLC. 5. Austin Aries. As Enzo Amore proved during the final segment, when he has the microphone in his hand, he has no equal in the entirety of the main roster, except for maybe The Miz. However, a former superstar from 205 Live who could have verbally sparred with Enzo Amore is Austin Aries. Aries was called a man who was far too charismatic to be wasted in 205 Live. It was a far more in-ring oriented product at the time, and while Aries excelled at that as well, he never really held the gold. His interactions with Enzo would have been absolutely priceless. The central issue with Kalisto is how few people would actually care for a program between Enzo and Kalisto, even if the title was involved. A natural talent like Aries could make the audience care for the feud. Unfortunately, he's no longer with the company. WWE has mended many bridges in the past, and if the time ever comes to bring Aries back, he should definitely have a program against heel Enzo Amore. 4. Tyler Bate. There was supposed to be a weekly television show for the participants of the United Kingdom tournament that WWE had put together, but unfortunately, the show never really came to pass. It is criminal to see talent like Tyler Bate not being featured regularly in WWE. Instead of making the odd appearance in NXT, Bate could have been brought into the Cruiserweight division to challenge Enzo Amore. He's charismatic, he's got a unique look, and he's one of the best in-ring talents in the company, so he could easily carry Enzo during his matches. Kalisto's appearance was an anticlimax for the WWE Universe this week on Raw. If they wanted a fresh face, Bate would have been that guy. 3. Hideo Itami. Hideo Itami has been in some important programs ever since he made his return from injury, wrestling Bobby Roode for the NXT Championship, fighting against his erstwhile partner, Cassius Ohno, and then the clash and flurry of strikes with Aleister Black. However, he just seems a little lost in NXT. There seems to be no direction for the man, especially considering how big a deal Itami was when NXT first signed him. He could be a much bigger deal in 205 Live, freshening up the product with his unique offensive style. He would have certainly been a better opponent for Enzo Amore than Kalisto. It's hard to care for that particular feud. Enzo Amore's first feud needed to be of major significance. Someone like Itami could have made it feel important. Or would he? Looks like we'll never really know. 2. Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn is not faring too well as a heavyweight. Sometimes weeks go by without seeing a glimpse of him on SmackDown Live. A move to 205 Live may do the underdog from the underground a world of good. This is also because, in sports entertainment, it takes two to tango. Hogan wouldn't have become the star that he became if not for Andre the Giant. The same holds true for Stone Cold Steve Austin, who had to pin Shawn Michaels to get his due, and even John Cena, who made his big debut against the current Raw general manager, Kurt Angle, during the Ruthless Aggression era. Zayn could have been the yin to the yang that is Enzo Amore. The two of them could have scripted a really solid program together. Sadly, he'll continue to remain little more than enhancement talent on SmackDown Live for now. 1. Rey Mysterio. There was much speculated, not so long ago, that Rey Mysterio was being considered for yet another WWE run. The deal never worked out in all likelihood, but fans were still enthusiastic about seeing the legendary luchador come to WWE again. The return of Batista's old tag team partner would have made ripples across the world of sports entertainment. It would have brought back older fans, and maybe even convinced a handful to subscribe to the WWE Network to see the crowd favorite. Kalisto is a luchador who's obviously inspired by Mysterio, but is at best an imitation. Much like Jason Jordan is certainly no Kurt Angle. This article is not a knock against Kalisto, who is a great talent. We just feel that bringing him out in the manner that he was presented was a little anticlimactic. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.